What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It's about to be a great one, y'all. So make sure you hit the like button if you're on TV and subscribe if you are new. We got some clips in here for today. So let's get right into it.
I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made them niggas mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it.
We understand the message of the whole show, like the story of it was it being a game. Like Uncle Sam popped out and said, "Salutations, it's your Uncle Sam, and this is the great American game." Further on in the performance, he's like, "Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Do you really know how to obey?" The whole stage setup was a controller, heavy on control. He started off the show rapping the extended version of the song We All Really Want. He had a few lyrics that stood out to me in this part. You would not get the picture if I had to sit you for hours in front of the loo. Would not have a soul even if I had told you to stand next to Johnny and Q. Johnny is J-Rock. Q is Schoolboy Q. You would not have a soul. That's Ab-Soul. Do you know who Ab-Soul is? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ab-Soul, one of the greatest lyricists of our time, okay? I bring Ab-Soul up because all of this controller we see right here reminds me that in 2012, Ab-Soul dropped this album called Control System. And if you listen to this album and watch Kendrick's performance, same to same. Here go a few bars from the song Terrorist Threats featuring Janae Aiko off that same album, Control System. Wish I could see out of Selassie, maybe my sovereignty will still be mine. If all the gangs in the world unify, we stand a chance against the military tonight. Here go a few more. Deborah Rock. I know you just a puppet, but I'm giving you props. You lying to the public like it ain't nothing, and I just love it. I hope it don't stop. I don't give a damn, nigga, bang that block. I don't give a fuck, nigga, bang that Glock. Peep the concept. You got progress, you got Congress. We protest and hope they confess. Just proceed on your conquest. I ain't got no gavel. I ain't finna fight nobody battle. I just wanna be free. I ain't finna be nobody chattel. Slave. I ain't trying to be nobody chattel. Game over. Game. How the hell they said this is mid? What in the world? Okay.
I like what he said. If all the gangs in the world unify, we stand a chance against the military tonight. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments, man. Like, I guess this Kendrick Lamar performance is way deeper than we thought.
Watch this performance, the more that I realize this is a clear call for a revolution. Not only does he come up and say that this revolution will be televised, you picked the right time but the wrong guy. You have Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam, who is the embodiment of America. When he asked, "Do you know how to play the game?" that is America physically asking Kendrick if he knows how to. There are many layers to that statement because he is a black man in America, but it is also a statement to every American in this country who is participating in this flawed-ass system that is keeping all of us under. The stage is a video game. We are the game pieces, and while we fight amongst each other, only the elite win. The revolution will not be televised. And a revolution is a lot more than just saying that a revolution is happening. It's people realizing that the game is over, that it's time to turn the TV off, and that it's time to get to work. But a revolution takes everybody getting on board. It takes everyone realizing that this is happening. And so, in a way, this performance was him pretty much signaling what we all know. He just used his platform to call the elephant in the room. So the more that I rewatch this,
I'm glad people is being like more aware. You know, I like this, man. That's the start, man. More and more people being more aware. That's dope, man. For real. But let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments.
How much more bootlicking can some of y'all do? I expected the racists to be upset. Some of my own people. And I get, not everybody understands symbolism. If you think any of this shit was just for entertainment, you not seeing the bigger picture. Also realize that everybody can't go. Some of y'all asses gonna be left behind. Picture this man doing a whole performance talking about freedom and liberation of our people and you're mad. Go sit with your master, for real. Anyway, I knew this was the final piece of the ritual when they flashed this across the screen. Now, mind you, I did not watch the Super Bowl, so some of this shit is coming to me late. However, in my first video, I forgot to address something. This was like the final stamp on this reality. This was the declaration that the old world is done and the new era is here. This ties directly into the rise of consciousness we've been talking about, rise of the divine feminine energy that was suppressed, as well as the year of 9, which is completion. Every ending leads to a rebirth. This is why the powers that ain't are desperately clinging to control. Illusion is breaking more, people are waking up faster than ever. The ones that was controlling the board know that the game they created is over. A lot of y'all just don't know. Y'all still want to keep playing and participating. And getting mad at the ones telling you that the shit is over. Damn, conditioning really got y'all in a chokehold. They ain't flashing these words in that crowd for no reason. That was a ritual conclusion. System as we've known it is crumbling. Good. Anyway, let me call out some of the things that I missed in part 1. I love SZA performance, more so because I know about the symbolism. Maybe the way she was slithering, she was embodying something ancient. Her presence in red screamed power, transformation, creation. Picture above, she's sitting in the portal. This represents the feminine birthing a new reality. SZA was there because she is a symbol that we are reclaiming our place as the divine feminine. Esoteric symbolism. What does X represent? And I'll answer at once. These two intersecting lines form an X. In ancient cultures, X is linked to creation, womb, and balance between the physical and spiritual world. So this X in the middle of the stage when he performed Peekaboo was not random. This ties back once again to the rise of the divine feminine energy like we've been talking about in so many videos. She was moving like a snake, reinforced this. That was the Kundalini energy rising within the divine feminine. Y'all know X also marks the spot, the center of it all. X marks the spot is also the hidden truth, treasure, a revelation. I mean, think about in pirate lore. X on the map symbolizes what? Where the treasure is. In a lot of the secret societal groups, X is what unlocks a lot of the hidden knowledge. It was also a part where the dancers were moving in like an S shape. This also symbolizes the Kundalini energy rising amongst the collective. Of course, you have the rise of the divine feminine and then the rise of the collective as a whole. But you gotta also remember we ain't in the year of 9 yet. Not spiritually. We are physical. If we going according to cycles, March 20th will be 2025. 2025 symbolizes the year of the serpent. Is another indication of Kundalini rising. Again, this performance was a direct nod to the collective to wake up. Hear me clearly when I say this. I'm not just talking to my copper color folk. When you're talking on a conscious level, then you know that nothing is separate from you. Race is not even a real construct. Something else man-made to cause division. It's time for all of us to wake up to the illusions, wake up to the control, wake up to the BS we've all been lied to about. And for real, it does not matter how you feel about the performance. Let me swing it on back around to them races. No matter what pedestal you think you've been put on, no matter how much you try to separate yourself from the truth, you still eat the same poison-ass food that I do. Majority of y'all still have to clock in for somebody else's dream. You're still subject to the same man-made ass diseases. When you understand genetics, sometimes more, you're involved in the same broken systems. That same game was never built for your ass either. So collectively, that was the message. Overall, though, this performance was a direct nod to my people, copper color race, so-called black people. We've been lied to the most. We've been programmed the hardest. I mean, it's clear and evident. I just told y'all that people that look like me is mad about the performance, even though he's telling you to free and liberate yourself. We were stripped of our history, our divine power, as well as our divine connection. If you part of any other racial group outside of the copper color race, then there's no shade here. I can promise you that. But y'all had 400 years. 400. I mean, y'all rising too. We just rising higher. I mean, y'all see what it said. Game over. That's why this performance was filled with esoteric code. X, the serpent, the red, white, and blue. SZA representing the divine feminine, them being in a portal. Car representing history, history repeating itself. Dancers in their color. Kendrick stood in the middle of what looked like a flag in human form, just to show that we as the so-called blacks, the copper color race, carried this country on our backs for ages. All the symbolism was there to wake us up. I'm sure there's a lot more that I missed too. At this point, if you can't see it, it's not meant for you to see. Make sure y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching. Seriously.
She right though. If you can't see it, it's not meant for you to see it. She is. Hey man, she be going in though. For real. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments.
Kendrick Lamar at the halftime show. Did you hear what he said, y'all? This is crazy. I told y'all this is over. This is literally our time to shine, and all eyes are on us. Did you see what was going on there? Now we're gonna decode a little bit of this video. Now it starts out by showing the aerial view of the New Orleans Stadium and the Apple Music. Now we're going down to Apple, and the reason why we're going down to Apple is because that was the tool that was given to Eve by the snake. Remember that? So the apple was the wormhole we went through in order to experience this game. That's why worms live in apples, okay? Now, it's Samuel L. Jackson because it is Sam I Am. He is the cat in the hat, okay? He runs the show. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss means the source of it all. That's why Dr. Seuss's hat is infinite. He can pull anything out of the hat. We are also the white rabbit that went down the rabbit hole. Allegorical. Allegorically speaking, of course. Now in this scene over here, it shows you the PlayStation gamepad and it lands on a square, right? And a square is a three-dimensional object. And a square means it is fixed, showing you that this game has always been fixed. Because who created this? The great architects, the Freemasons, the original people. This is why Uncle Sam is black. Now for those who don't understand why we went down the apple hole, well, the apple is the fruit that mirrors our electromagnetic field, our toroidal field, our toroidal energy. This is allegorical to the snake energy, which is the feminine energy given the apple to Adam to go out and create into this world, which is the Adam's apple, which is the gift of woman giving the man the ability to speak, because all men come from women. This is why you give your favorite teacher an apple, because an apple comes from the heart, literally. You see what I'm saying? The reason why I say Uncle Sam is black is because so-called black people are the original people. How are you going to have the original Uncle Sam but put in Sam I Am instead? This is a double entendre because you don't put Uncle Sam, you put Sam I Am. So Samuel L. Jackson would be the real Uncle Sam, which is a play off this symbol over here, which is the Unc, which is the representation of the key of life. You have Unc L, Unc in the L, right, which is God, right? And Uncle Sam, you flip down around, means more Unc. More Unc. Give me more Unc L. Give me more keys of life. That's why DJ Khaled says another one, because he's got the key. I got the keys, the keys, the keys. Another one.
It's your Uncle Sam. And this is the Great American Game.
Everybody must be judged.
The energy only circulates through us. Everybody must be judged. That's why Trump predicts he can win 95% of the black vote, because he knew it was going to win. You flip that 95 to 59, that was the presidential race that he was in. He was the 59th running. You see that? That's why they say only the black vote matters. Also, and Kendrick Lamar just confirmed that the energy only circulates in us. He said his Gemini twin is powering up. Let's see what Gemini represents. Gemini represents the energy of communication, curiosity, and exploration of duality. And like I always told you guys, this is nothing but a spiritual game, because we wanted to experience what it's like to not be God, what it's like to not be around God. Often seen as a quest for knowledge and understanding through connecting with different perspectives and ideas, making them natural messengers and seekers of truth in the spiritual realm. Symbolized by the twins, it signifies the interplay between different aspects of itself and the ability to navigate between various viewpoints. And this literally represents us in the physical worlds, because we each are God experiencing itself, having different points of view throughout life. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing but a game. It's a spiritual game. Now, when you look at the symbol for Gemini, it is the same symbol as pi, 3.14. Remember the important numbers in pi, 3.14. Pi is the most recognized mathematical constant in the world. Scholars often consider pi the most important and intriguing number in all of mathematics, because math is numbers, right? We were last. We never got anything. So my people, we're finally about to have a piece of that pie. We're finally about to get a piece of that pie. Now remember, in pi, the important numbers is what? 3.14. Well, remember the 14th amendment? In the Greek alphabet, the pi symbol is 16. In gematria, Gemini gives you 19, which is 16 flip. And the 19 card in tarot gives you the sun card. So when he said my Gemini twin is powering up, he's saying the sun is powering. The sun is powering us up. Who is the sun powering up? Well, the crystal beings, the crystalline beings. Well, what is a gem? A gem is a crystal, and light passes through crystal and manifests as all these colors. That's why it's the Gemini. We are the gym. That's why we like going to the gym and working out and looking good, looking fit, looking chiseled. Now the sun is chiseling us, it's chiseling our mind, because it's communicating with us on the spirit realm, saying this is our turn, this is our time. We're finally about to have a piece of that pie. Now I can go on and on this, y'all, but I'm gonna keep it here. I'm gonna keep it brief here. I'm gonna go deeper on my YouTube. Join me on my YouTube, y'all. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let me know what
What is she, a witch? Like,
Super Bowl commercials part 1. So the Duracell commercial. Exposing the Super Bowl commercials part 1. So the Duracell commercial. This one really got the conspiracy theorists interested because Tom Brady is just reporting like he normally does, but in reality in this commercial he's just a robot and his battery dies. They pull out his arm, they put in new batteries, and then he's back to normal. But there's one commercial, and this needs to be talked about because this just felt wrong to me, and let me know if you agree. It's from the company Hims and Hers, and they get people really emotionally invested because they start to expose how obesity is America's deadliest pandemic, and they start listing off stats like 74% of us are overweight, and it's not because we're the problem, it's because the system is designed to make us sick, and that this industry is $160 billion and it's also keeping us sick. But then they start to give us medicine, but it's not for the patients, it's because they just want to make more money. So now you're feeling the Make America Healthy Again vibes, and at the end of this commercial they offer a solution. But the solution is just a medication built to make you lose weight. And oh look, it has the same active ingredients as Ozempic. And the ingredients in this medicine is a whole nother topic, but I can't believe they just made this whole commercial just to sell more medicine. Exposing the Super Bowl commercials part.
Ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas certified.
I don't know what they spelling right there. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta really go in there and break it down for real. I know it's so much more symbolism in that performance for sure.
To get into a deep dive of all of the symbolism that was shown throughout Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. We are going to start from the beginning with Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam was used in the early 19th century as a depiction of America personified. He was a representation of American pride and patriotism, but also propaganda when it came to recruitment and war. When it comes to accuracy, Kendrick Lamar could have easily chosen a white man to play Uncle Sam and to narrate the performance. But instead, he chose Samuel L. Jackson, who has also played this role in Django as an Uncle Tom. And in the movie, he was in love with his white slave owner. And Uncle Toms within culture, especially black culture, are black men who are not only obedient, but also uphold white supremacy. And so we see perfect examples of that through Kanye West, Snoop Dogg, Nelly. And so going back to Samuel L. Jackson here, a black man dressed in all American gear, I think is a clear depiction of they're not like us. It doesn't matter what your skin tone is. And then also going to Welcome to the Great American Game is a double entendre because we're obviously watching the Super Bowl, but he's talking about the game that is America and being black in America. And so to start his performance, Kendrick is standing on top of a 1987 Buick, a Grand National GNX, which is also his album name, GNX. And not only that, this is also clear representation of his upbringing in Compton, but also the car culture in Compton as well. He starts his performance off with a freestyle where he talks about no hugs and no handshakes because he's not playing nice, and that you wouldn't get the picture if he sat you for hours at the Louvre. I think that represents the political climate that we're in now, whereas there's no time or no room for niceties right now. Either you get it or you don't. At the end of his freestyle, Kendrick Lamar says, "The revolution is about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy," which is a play off of Jill Scott Heron's "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised" song, which was a critique on the American media, saying that they only focused on propaganda, consumerism, and entertainment. But in order for real change, people had to step out of their homes for liberation, for protest, and for freedom. You had to be actively involved in order to fight for justice. So with Kendrick saying the revolution will be televised, you chose the right time but the wrong guy, is him saying that you chose the perfect person for this performance. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Kendrick then performs Squabble Up, and before he could even finish, Samuel L. Jackson comes in and says, "No, no, no, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto." Kendrick Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. And this is clear conditioning within white supremacy and America, which is that black people should be docile, black people should be quiet, black people should be grateful for scraps. And playing the game goes back to being obedient. Kendrick Lamar then performs Humble, Be Humble, Sit Down, with his dancers dressed as the American flag and a division between the flag that represents a clear division within America. We've barely scratched the surface, and this video is getting long, so follow for part 2.
Man, this thing was strategically put together, man. This was not just a performance, man. This is a message, man, for real. And I'm seeing it. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments, man. I like how she broke that down. That was good.
Statement, not a performance, and so many people are missing it by saying worst performance in Super Bowl history when it was so much more than that. The symbolism. He literally said, this is bigger than music. Like, are y'all missing it? Are y'all missing the point here? Uncle Sam being Samuel L. Jackson, telling everyone to stay in line and that's what they want. And all the other iconic cameos which describe minority struggles with being seen as too abrasive whenever they're just fighting for their freaking rights. Kendrick saying, the revolution about to be televised, you picked the right guy at the wrong time, which is a nod to Gil Scott-Heron, who said the revolution won't be televised. The people standing in a formation of the American flag, which was split in half during Humble. Like, how are y'all missing it? And then the lights in the crowd lighting up to say, warning, wrong way, with the American flag beside it, which just symbolizes America going backwards. Like, come on. Not to mention the smirk when he said, hey Drake, and his necklace being the music note A minor. I know I'm not the right messenger for this, but honestly, it was just pure art. The amount of time that he had to put this together in is insane, and he absolutely killed it. And you cannot change my mind.
That's one thing you gotta make sure you do, man. Make sure you do your research, for real.
It's cool, dog. I understand that you really don't know what's going on with this whole thing, so I'm gonna take the time out of my day to put you on game. So hold on real quick. So this is Kendrick Lamar. Right next to him is Dave Free, his longtime friend, former manager, but also his longtime co-creator, director, and creative collaborator. Anything you think of when it comes to Kendrick Lamar's aesthetics, his visuals, or anything like that, Dave Free has been behind it and helping the whole way. In 2020, they introduced the world to their new company called PG Lang once they split from TDE. You could pause to read their mission and what they're all about. This is their word mark for their company and their main symbol. So when you talk about this being a Drake thing or an A minor thing or possibly Amazon, which is stupid, you gotta understand that this has nothing to do with none of that stuff. This is simply something they've been rocking with since day one, since the inception of PG Lang. It is one of their symbols. It's not anything deeper than that. This is another mark that they go by, along with the PG Lang hats that we will never get. Think of it as Louis Vuitton when they have the LV. They also have other brand marks that also represent the brand at the same time. And if you don't believe, you can just go to their website, pg-lang.com, and scroll all the way to the bottom and see the date, and you see that little mark right there with the kids pointing up at the A. They have a whole visual statement that you can pay attention to and learn about the company. And ain't no hate or ill will, bro. I just figured that you need to know and be updated on what's going on out here, because what these brothers is doing is way too important to be missing out on, bro. So let's get our facts right before we continue to talk out of term, dog. Peace.
And they tell you the truth, like always.
The alien ambassador is already here.
Whoa.
Not her. Him.
Hey, what's up, dude? You're an alien? All famous people are aliens. I'm not. I meant like really famous people.
It's just so obvious. I'll show you more in a second. But really quick, let me ask you this. Why is every Super Bowl, every Olympics, and any other main event always consumed by aliens? And of course, they're showing the mantis aliens. Teen girl abducted by praying mantis aliens. And this right here was the first alien commercial for this Super Bowl. Look at his hand. Why would he do that? It's not rocket science, y'all. They're saying that all the famous people are alien because they're not of this earthly plane, but of this outer dimension. And you know, these white aliens are supposed to be the good aliens out of all the other aliens that help humanity. Kind of like, you know, when those fallen angels came down to help humanity. And white trying to appear pure because, you know, Satan masquerades as an angel of light. Remember, like, Kendrick was surrounded by the people in white the entire time and they were the only ones left standing? Not everyone that looks human is human, and there's a great delusion coming, and they're straight up telling you. Remember Lil Wayne's I am not a human? and the worship of these fallen angels continues. Nah, I'm just being stupid. And they tell you the truth.
To get dark. It was just revealed that Diddy's co-conspirators will be released on March 7th, bro. Y'all realize what's about to happen, right? We about to probably see one of the biggest shifts in American culture we've seen in a very long time, bro. Like right now, it might seem like this isn't a super big deal because it hasn't really hit yet. But I'm telling you, bro, the amount of people that are going to be traumatized, the amount of people that are going to be sick to their stomachs, the amount of people who are going to feel betrayed by the people who co-conspired with P. Diddy is going to be outrageous, bro. When those names come out, bro, you finna see rappers, singers, R&B artists, country artists, politicians, judges, people who run the, like, bro, we've high-ranking like, this is going to get serious, okay? And, oh, man. I am truly grateful to be watching this in my lifetime, to watch an industry this dark and that practices so many vile things be exposed to the country and to the world. I'm grateful to be able to witness this, and I can't wait. My YouTube channel, my bio, I think.
Hey man, it's universal law, cause and effect, man. They gotta get their karma, man. It's just karma is a real thing. It's gonna get them, man. Cause and effect. Every action is a reaction.
This is what the Super Bowl halftime show really meant, and it was filled with a lot of dark symbolism and meaning. The show started off with Uncle Sam representing America, and he said, "Welcome to the great American game," as he points to the stage, which is shaped as a controller, representing how everything is controlled. As Kendrick performs, he instantly starts to rap about culture divide and the government, and this triggers the second appearance of Uncle Sam, and now he's getting pissed off, and he's telling everyone to just tighten up. Immediately after that, they show an American flag, but the flag is divided. Not only that, the people on the flag is doing a Masonic hand gesture. This signifies for help in a situation of danger and distress, and this is on the American flag. We can then see the crowd spelling out the words "warning, wrong way," symbolizing the direction that America is going in. Uncle Sam then comes back really pissed off and says, "So you brought your homeboys with you, scorekeeper, deduct 1 life." Now we also see a hanging man in a light post, and you can see the shadow here. This looks exactly like the tarot card of the hanging man, which means surrender and sacrifice, letting go to gain something greater. Now the crowd quiets down. SZA comes out and she's in the middle of the triangle singing, and then this is when things become nice and calm. So then Uncle Sam comes out and says, that's what they want, everything to be nice and calm. Kendrick then takes his shots at Drake with his A minor necklace, and it ends with the crowd saying, "Game over." This is what the
Talk about truth hidden in plain sight. Have you guys seen this Duracell commercial with Tom Brady? They literally exposed that he is a clone. Y'all check this out.
Step aside. Who put these in, Tom? Welcome back. Power boost.
Y'all see that? He went to the forearm where he keeps his playbook and opened up the battery pack. Look at this, y'all. What is this all about? Sometimes I gotta slow it down, but look at this. They got retired crossed off. TBPS. Y'all see this? Blueberry smoothie, extra avocado lemon. What is this about? So is this literally his life? Are they literally telling him what to do, you guys? Y'all see that? Lock in, workout, hydration, or lemon. Y'all see this stuff? What is going on here? They be showing y'all the truth in plain sight. I be telling y'all. Even the Duracell guy's a robot himself. Just look at the way that he did it. Look. What? Only a robot? Look at this. Do y'all remember when the real Kevin Hart said this? Check this out.
All-Star Weekend in Toronto, Steph Curry, he says, "Kevin, come here." He lifts up his arm. The man had mechanical shit in his arm. Wires and shit. He's a robot.
Does that look like a face of a joking man? And then, like I said, right after, he miraculously had this car accident. I don't know about you, but it's kind of hard to survive that. And it was on fire as well. But yes, y'all, this is crazy. I told y'all, 2025, so much is going to come to the servers. Y'all going to find out more. Let me know what you guys think about this video.
Nah, it really don't look like Kevin was joking. Did you see his eyes? Did y'all see his eyes?
Looks like the only one who had a rougher night than Patrick Mahomes was Taylor Swift, because she got booed out the stadium at the Super Bowl, and this is coming from the words of President Trump. So when they showed her and Ice Spice on the Jumbotron, the whole crowd booed her, and Taylor Swift looks around and says, "What's going on?" I mean, remember what they did last year in the same exact situation? Ice Spice wore an upside-down cross and flashed the devil horns, while Taylor Swift was chugging a beer. Then they showed Trump, and the whole crowd cheered him on. But anyway, moving on to the midtime show. Symbolism-wise, the stage was a gaming controller, and then if you look at the crowd, they flashed the words "Game Over." Kendrick was wearing an A minor chain because of his song that has to do with Drake. And then SZA came on and performed with Kendrick, and of course she appeared in the middle of a triangle wearing red. I mean, that is just symbolism at its finest. And then conspiracies about the piano are going viral as people are trying to make out what the symbols on it were, especially this red-looking blob. Then a man runs onto the halftime show stage with a Palestinian-Sudanese flag that says Sudan and Gaza, and he waved around and was running around with this flag, and then he was tackled and dragged off. We actually just got news that he was not going to face any charges for this, but for the halftime performance in itself, just looking at some of the videos, to say the least, people were not amused. And this might be the wildest part of it all. After the Eagles won, the fans flooded the streets and went absolutely wild. They were taking down light posts, carrying it around the streets. They were lighting fireworks, starting fires, the whole 9 yards. And also the commercials are a whole nother story, so stay tuned for that. Looks like the only one who had a rougher night than Patrick.
Really beneath Los Angeles. In 1933, engineer Warren Shufelt claimed to have discovered something extraordinary, an ancient underground city beneath Los Angeles. But what if his findings weren't just the stuff of legends? Well, you see, Shufelt used advanced equipment to detect vast tunnels and chambers beneath the city. He claimed they were built by a lost civilization, described in Native American lore as the lizard people. These beings supposedly constructed a massive subterranean network to escape a catastrophic event thousands of years ago. Even stranger, Schufelt's maps detailed gold-filled vaults, intricate carvings, and artifacts far beyond the technological capabilities of their time. His work caught attention, but soon after, funding for his excavation mysteriously disappeared, and the project was abruptly shut down. If Shufelt was wrong, why was his work buried? And if he was right, then what is wrong?
What if Apple is secretly cloning all of us? It's all starting to make sense, y'all. Why they have all this stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Stay weird.
Yeah, he got a point though, for real. He got the Face ID, the handprint, man. You might be on to something.
Here are some of the most damaging parts about phone addiction. These are two things that I struggle with the most that I don't think people realize just how serious they are. They wind up having a lot of ripple effects within your overall psychological health. So it's something to keep an eye out for. One, I don't enjoy being out in reality as much anymore. To me, that's kind of what the phone has done. If the phone is like your drug dealer, that's what it's selling you on. It's like, no. Out there is bad. In here is good. Keep coming here. You like it here. But you don't. I've heard a lot of people in my comments being like, well, I don't enjoy my hobbies anymore. I don't enjoy my passions anymore. It's like, yes, again, because it's hijacked your brain to enjoy the things you're doing in here and no longer enjoy the things you're doing out there. But that is a huge problem. So even if I'm like staring out at a sunset, instead of thinking about how beautiful life is, I'm just thinking about whatever video I just saw about how the US dollar is going to crash and that your life is going to come crumbling down. So you have to retrain your brain to enjoy real life events again. The second major thing is that this isn't normal for us to be able to consume this amount of information in the period of time. Because if you think about it with the amount of information that we get, a lot of it is garbage. Absolute garbage. There's a lot of useful information that we obtain. There's also probably 80% of it garbage. So if you think about just sitting there, like physically, if you were to just eat a lot of garbage sitting there, yeah, you'd feel like crap. So that's what winds up happening when you're overloading your brain with anything, but particularly with crap. is that obviously your brain eventually is just going to be like, I please, enough with this junk. So your brain gets overloaded with information, but also it's not normal for me to watch one video about look at these cute little puppies, and then I scroll and it's like the most horrible tragedy I've ever seen, and then I scroll again and it's just like, oh, well, now there's a little baby, look at the baby, and then I scroll again and it's like people burning alive. Like, that is not, to have to experience those amount of emotions in that short a period of time is like a horrible thing for your brain. So that is why it is very important to limit your scrolling time. Don't wind up getting sucked into these 90 minutes of you just flipping and doing that to your brain. Like, it's crazy when you think about it. Like, it's your brain. Take care of it. You're doing a horrible disservice to it, particularly when it's the last thing you do. Like, the last thing you do in the day. Like, that's what I always think about right before I go to bed. When I wind up for 45 minutes, I should just be sleeping and giving my brain rest. Instead of doing that, I'm watching all this horrible content and I'm overloading it with information and also making it experience like 7 years worth of trauma. And then I just go, okay, time for night. And then I have horrible dreams. I sleep bad. And I'm like, oh, why is this happening? Because of that. Okay. So the two main takeaways: you need to retrain your brain to get back into reality, to enjoy reality again, to enjoy the things that you love to do. Okay. And the second thing is you really need to budget. Like, this, similar with like the way you budget meals, you budget food. Budget. Make sure that you set strict guidelines with yourself on how much you can scroll, how much content you can consume. And when you start to feel that feeling in your brain of like, dude, like, enough, give it a break. Take care of it. It's like the thing you need. Like, it's everything. It is you. You know what I mean? So I will make another video on like official, like, these are steps that you can take to like help with your addiction. But I can't do that right now because I'm an addict. I literally can't. Like, I don't have anything that's worked for me. I haven't tried apps yet. So I'm not going to make those recommendations until I have stuff that's actually actionably worked for me. But those are some of the most damaging things to look out for.
I was going to wait to share this message towards the end of the day, but I said, share it right now. So whoever's coming across this really needs to hear this right now. You experienced a massive shift this week, and the point of this past week was for you to release anything that is causing you to resist change. There is massive change happening for you in your life. And if you haven't seen the last video that I posted, go see it because I know that it's going to resonate for you. But this is the thing. You have been asked to release, cleanse, make internal decisions. And now it is time for those internal decisions to materialize in the physical. Meaning, you are required to make, and I just got really serious about this because this is serious. This is like life-changing. Once you make these decisions to walk away and close chapters in certain spaces with certain people, okay, this is a job, this is a relationship, this is an environment, this is a city that you got to leave. I don't know what it is specifically for you. Maybe it's all of it, okay? You are being required to intentionally walk away from this. This is not something, listen closely. This is not something that's going to be removed from you. You need to make the decision yourself to close the chapter. You might have been waiting around for God just send me an opportunity so that I can get out of this. No, get out of it. And then the opportunity will appear. Like the saying, leap and then the net will appear. That's exactly what's happening right now because you are being asked to reclaim your power through this. This experience that you're having right now, okay, you're frustrated, you're angry. This frustration, this anger, this anxiety that you're experiencing right now is guiding you to make this change. It's pushing you to make this change. You need to stand up for yourself and decide for yourself. Okay, this is where you really need to trust you. You need to trust the divine. You need to trust the preparation. You need to trust that there is something on the other side of you closing this chapter, on the other side of you walking away. Because there is. You think that you were put through this period, this past week to just because it's funsies? Absolutely not. There is a purpose behind it. But I'm also getting, you're not meant to close this chapter out of anger or frustration or out of pettiness. No. Absolutely not. This chapter needs to be closed. You being grounded, you being sure about yourself and about what it is that you know you are worthy and deserving of. There is absolutely nothing that these spaces, that these people can do for you anymore. They have served its purpose. You are not learning anything. You're not gaining anything. You are not thriving in these spaces. You need to let it die out. You need to let it die. You cannot resist this change. The more that you resist it, the angrier that you're going to get. The more frustrated that you're going to get. You're going to continue to feel this energy of like wanting to explode because you've just outgrown these spaces, these relationships, these environments, etc., etc. You've outgrown it. Enough is enough. There is nothing for you to do there anymore. There is so much more that you are being asked to step into, so much better. Things that are going to truly align, things that are going to truly excite you, things that are going to truly fulfill you. But you got to make the decision. It's up to you because this is also going to help you reclaim your power in choosing for you. This is about you choosing for you. This is about you choosing what is best for you. And whatever is holding you back, these spaces, these relationships, it's not about you. It's selfishness. It's people who want you around so that you can fulfill their needs, right? It's about them. It's not making you happy. It's not, you meeting your needs through these experiences. So whatever you're experiencing right now, it is the last of it. That's it. You are fully walking away.
I would love to hear some people try and debunk what this man is you're about to hear him say. He also, many people believe, has been subject of political targeting for his beliefs and his speeches and the information he's putting out there. So listen to this.
Evolution is a slippery word. When someone says, do you believe in evolution? I say, what do you mean? It's got 6 different meanings. First would have to be cosmic evolution, the Big Bang. Where did time, space, and matter come from? Then you have to get chemical evolution. There's 92 naturally occurring elements. How do you get gold, silver, and platinum out of hydrogen gas? Then you got to have stars evolving, stellar evolution. Nobody has ever seen a star form. Then you have to have organic evolution. Life has to somehow come from non-living matter. Then you have to have macroevolution, where an animal changes from one kind into another. Nobody's ever seen these first 5. The Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago. And then this first life form that came out of the soup had to somehow transform itself into everything else today. So that little amoeba, single-celled creature, turned into a whale and a giraffe and a pine tree and everything. Look, you guys can believe what you want, but don't call that science. Evolution is not part of science. It's a religious belief.
Something else. Explosions are generally chaotic and destructive. But the explosion that we apparently all came from, the Big Bang, was anything but destructive. It actually created everything. That's their theory anyway. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Were we created or did we evolve?
Cartoon shows you that you are far more than your physical body. Humanity has lost this ability to activate their spirit, or the astral body, fully enslaving us in this physical plane.
Okay. Man, this is screwy. Maybe it's the can of beans we had for dinner. Looks, homey. Whoa. Oh, right.
This cartoon shows you that you are far more than your physical.
You have to understand that our cosmic existence and our DNA, we are born with 0.02% of gold within our body.
Facts.
Now, scientists have found out that why is gold in the body in the first place? They started to study this. And in their studies, they basically said that it's because it has to electrify the body and electrify the nerve ending and the circuitry within your body and its anti-inflammatory properties, which is very important when you understand inflammation and all of the different things that it can cause. You understand me? So understanding, reconnecting the amount of gold within your body, because when you ingest gold, you pass it through, right? So you're talking about increasing the amount of gold in your body at a particular point in time so that you become more electrified. So if you have 0.02%, but at the same time, ancient people, you have to understand that we have different diets than ancient people.
Right.
Ancient people ate food, everything was organic. You understand me? All the food that they ate had light from the sun in it.
Facts.
All of it was electrical.
Even the ducks.
Yes.
Gluten-free? Gluten-free?
Completely gluten-free. But see, that's so important because you have to understand their...
Don't repeat a story you don't want to keep living, right? So if you are continually repeating an old story, you're harping on maybe disagreements you had with someone, you're complaining about certain situations or scenarios, right? You're going to keep living that. Now, even if you don't believe in law of assumption, manifestation, that's fine. Complaining about a circumstance does nothing for you, right? It does not help you in any way. It really doesn't. You know, there have been studies on people who live the longest, who are the healthiest at the oldest age. It really comes down to not being a complainer and not being a perpetual victim. And I think Joe Dispenza, you know, explains this really, really well, where he says a lot of people are just having essentially the same day over and over and over again. It's because their thoughts, behaviors, right? Everything is the same every single day. You're expecting, you know, people to say the same thing to you and behave the same way. You're thinking the same way, right? You're seeing yourself the same way. So nothing really changes until you first change. It has to come internally before it is reflected externally. And so if you feel like your life is very stagnant, right? I know there was a period in my life where it felt like nothing was really changing. And I realized it's because I was waking up, I was thinking the same thoughts, I was, you know, expecting the same things to happen, the same negative outcomes. I was putting so much attention and focus on the things that I did not want. But when you can break that habit and sustain it for a little bit, you will see that things change, right? You will see a difference. If you stop identifying as a victim, there will be less things in your life that make you feel victimized. Love, you know, maybe you want abundance, which is really just the feeling of being limitless, right? And free. If you can cultivate that feeling internally first and get there internally, right? Your reality will reflect those things that you want. It will give you more things that make you feel that way. So practice cultivating the feeling within, right? There's nothing, it doesn't cost you anything to do this, right? It doesn't hurt you in any way to do this. So practice it and you will see changes in your life. Don't repeat a story.
Thoughts create reality.
Watch out for the eggs and the chickens, right? Now people are reportedly popping up with giant parasites inside of their eggs. This looked like a 2-foot tapeworm that came out of an egg that a woman was boiling. And this is not the only incident where there's parasites that is coming out of people's eggs. What is going on with our food source? First the chickens catch the bok clap, then the prices of eggs go up, and not only are the prices of eggs go up, now they got little friends inside of them. There are multiple people that are popping up and showing that they have live specimens inside of their eggs. So please check your eggs before you consume them. You might have little creatures in them. And I'm not telling y'all to completely stop eating eggs, but before you consume them, you might want to put them under a microscope or further investigation. But y'all let me know in the comments.
And another body of water in the world has turned red. Once again, you guys, this is some dangerous times that we live in. So for the past couple of days, it has been raining intensely in Iran. And as you can see over here, this red clay is running into the ocean. Now, if you're familiar with Revelation 16:3, y'all. Oh, wow. Look at this, y'all. The second angel poured out his bowl unto the sea, and it became blood like a corpse, and every single living thing died in there, y'all. Do you think this is healthy for the fish? You think the fish is going to survive this? Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but they recently started talking about this blood fall scientific mystery in Antarctica. This was spotted in 1911, you guys, 1911. And remember the rivers turning red in Argentina, Peru, and now Iran? Well, it must have done something to this. They said scientists were stunned to see that the water in the blood falls continue gushing in these icy conditions. So even though it is below freezing in Antarctica, this thing is still gushing. Now, they're not trying to alarm us into letting us know how much of it is gushing, but when I tell you it's gushing, it is gushing. And I just think it's so weird that it has the date 9/11 in it, y'all. 9/11. And that is blood, y'all. They still can't even tell us what this mystery blood is. What is going on? I told you guys we're living in very interesting times. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get this shift. It's here. Peace and.
Alright, y'all. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. If you're on TV, if you're at your phone, or just liking on the TV. All that being said, y'all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next upload. Peace.